So I want to get into this part right here. Now, here we are. Um, this is where it takes a little bit of experience. And like I said, experience is going to be the best teacher on a lot of things when it deals with these kind of lots. So let's look at this particular lot right here. Uh, it's only one particular kind of item. So the manifest kind of really speaks for itself. 100% Samsung product. Serial numbers are recorded for each sale. These were originally purchased at retail and were returned for any number of reasons. They're purchased at retail and returned for any number of reasons. They may need repair or cleaning before reselling, maybe missing parts, etc. Please bid accordingly. Okay, now I want to show you something. That brings me to something. This here. Let me show you something. Let's go right here, and I want to look at some of the orders I've ordered. Watch this here. I want to show you something because one thing I told you earlier in this video, that for one, there's a few principles in here. You have to follow the guidelines that you would do in everyday shopping, and even that takes experience, knowing where to shop, where to get your groceries from, or your appliances from, or your necessities from. You know, now of course, if there's a if there's a shortage of those things, or a scarce amount of those things left, of course you try to get them wherever you can. But the point I'm saying, when all things are equal, you want to kind of get your stuff from reputable sources, where you have that security, and you don't want to just be all over the place. You know, you can't shop with every so-called liquidator or wholesaler, whether they're local or on online. You don't want to be scammed, or you don't want them just scheming on you. You really do have to use some common sense and some put some securities and limits on yourself when you're going about to try to purchase liquidation pallets from all and anybody. You really want to be well informed, as I said. Also, the more information you have, the more that's disclosed to you about the items you're trying to purchase. The more you know, the better successful you're able at making that selection. And so those are two key principles you want to keep in mind right there. Don't just don't pull the plug, don't pull the trigger on ordering anything that you have not been able to uh, uh, weigh out in your head, or be able to evaluate, or inspect, based off the information provided. Like I said, I don't do mystery shopping. I don't do the mystery boxes type stuff. As I said, when I shop, I don't do mystery boxes. Like I said, when I shop, when I shop for liquidation and wholesale, I'm not looking for a present wrapped up under a Christmas tree. I'm not looking for a surprise. I want to know that what I'm buying and what I'm getting is something that I really do need, and not something that's going to need to be returned. So I don't need a Christmas box. I don't need a mystery box. And I'm not, like I said, I apologize if I'm offending anybody's preference. But for people who really want to be successful, before you reach a heartache in getting mystery boxes, you probably want to try to go after some of the stuff that they're being on the up and up and disclosing to you. So here, back to what I was saying. This particular, here's some of the purchases I made. The last one I made was on this site was March. March. It's been that long. Wow. And I purchased. You see, I paid five. I won that auction for $400 and something. It's just a Beats X. I do like to purchase a lot of the, Apple and Beat products, as well as any JBL. I love a lot of those things because they move fast. Now, this is where I'm going. As you can see, some of the other things. That was 2018. This is 2020. That was March as well. and like I said, you should be progressing in your business. And it's not that I do not still utilize and patron these two particular sites, because I do. I just know that the amount of inventory that I need and to keep my business going and growing doesn't come in the quantity for the price, or even for the price that I need it to be. And I can't be exclusively held down to just this company. Otherwise, I'd be stagnant and in the same, uh, I'd be going in that same loop, or that stuck in that loop. And I don't want my business to be a Groundhog Day. I want it to be, a new day every day, a new horizon, a new adventure, a new goal. So uh, here's a order right here, and they don't have all my orders on here, but I think they have just about all of them. Those are 2018, 2018, some Jabras, 163 units, 260 units there. You know, and I still have some. Well, I don't have none of these. I've purchased a lot more since then. I don't have any of them left. Tablets, 11 units, Insignia Bluetooths and other speakers and stuff like that. More of theirs. We're 1,000 units there. That was a gay large couple of them. Skateboards and LGs and phones. These phones were nothing. This was, when I purchased these, this was some trash. Pardon my language. That's just the term I use to, for something that's some junk. This seller sells some junk. They were all supposed to be working great. They were grade B, C, and D. And when I got them, most of them was all D. I only purchased this lot because a friend of mine needed a phone. And so the ideal of purchasing this lot was basically, since I got to buy this person a phone, why not go ahead and buy the lot of them, the order of them, and get my money back. And so I think I sold maybe one of those phones, and that person got one of those phones. That person ended up getting like 3 of those phones, because man, that was trash. 2000, that was some trash. Okay, there's some more Skull Candy wireless Bluetooth headphones. That was a really good lot. It was customer returns. It was on the up and up. This was a horrible lot here when I got it back in the days. It was I even tried to file a return on this one. Them Bluetooth speakers, it was trash. That seller there, he probably don't sell no more over there. Anyway, but yeah, as I said, you grow as you go. You grow as you go, and the things you're buying today, it should be a little. You should have a history that you look back as you go along and be like, that you just have more. You're more educated. So this lot here. Now let me get to the insight, and I apologize for being long-winded. I am passionate about this, and I do want to help somebody, and I really want to walk you through it, because I want you to be able to see where I'm going with this. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to talk to you about this, because I want to talk to you about this particular lot here, because they're customer returns, and then I seen another one here as we scroll down. Yeah, it was this one here. This is refurbished. Oh, it's refurbished. Oh, this is the one that's customer returns. So I want to go over something with you. All of these, pretty much for the most part, there's a few sellers on here who sell a lot of the multiple. They have multiple lots in sales on this particular site. But also, a lot of these sellers on this site, as you see here, you can log in here or create a seller account right here. A lot of the sellers that sell on here, some of them also utilize this over here as well, and they sell over here as well. You can hit the sell right here and become a seller right there. a lot of the people that sell on this site here are some of the same people that sell on this site over here. Just like you may be a liquidator seller, or you may be a reseller, that you may be a person that buy liquidation and you sell in multiple places yourself. You're probably want to sell on eBay and Amazon and Poshmark, Mercari and Marketplace, eBiz and all, wherever, Bonanza or any other places, you know. You may be a person that sells like that. And remember, I said this is a progressive thing. We got to be growing. You can't be stagnant, right? So if you're a seller on a certain level, where you're not the type yet that you've reached enough inventory where you can afford to necessarily, you don't have to have a certain level that you can sell on these sites. That's not the case at all. But whatever level you're on right now, if you're selling on multiple sites, the best way I can get you to understand what I'm about to say is that just like you sell on multiple sites, these sellers here, this person, you know, this person here, you know, these people here, these people sell on multiple sites as well. And the sad thing about it is, here's the sad part about it. This seller right here that I bought these from and canceled, let me share the story of you. Now, listen to me. I shop locally too. I have a few sellers on here that I have actually went, you know, as far as Ohio, let me see, Ohio, Kentucky. I went to I didn't go to Kentucky. I went to, I've been to Kentucky. I've been to quite a few places traveling, picking up my own pallets and my own Gaylords or whatever, my own packages, my orders. And that gives me an opportunity to meet new vendors and new people that are much bigger than my stores, you know, and that I'm able to ask them questions and I'm able to try to talk with them and learn from them and kind of form hopefully form a little bit of association, or, you know, something with them to be able to, you know, glean from them and get, you know, insight from them and maybe a little information from them of how I can get, you know, more inventory and kind of source and purchase from where they purchase from. But of course, none of those people are ever going to tell you where they get their merchandise from. Nobody's going to do that. A lot of the people who make the YouTube videos and they do it for pay, I guess there's just a certain amount of disclosure or a certain amount of information you have to put out there in order to, you know, keep people coming back or to keep your channel booming or successful. But there's a lot of sellers in YouTube, the people that have YouTube channels, some they're not going to share with you where they get their primary source is. They're just not going to share that information because they don't want you competing with them. Just like you wouldn't take with you, if you're going to pick up a pallet or meet somebody about a pallet, you wouldn't take anybody, you know, Joe or John or Rob down the street with you to go and say, hey, man, you want to go down here and bid on this lot against me? You're not going to take them to go and compete with you. Well, the same principle holds true on shopping online. It's not wise to necessarily say exactly where you're getting your product, your main source of product from, or your important inventory from, because you're probably more than likely not you ain't the biggest boss. You don't have the most money necessarily. You may not, and there could be with the